Okay, so I don't know if you've seen all the craziness going on out there with Fuji right now, especially with how much they are sought after right now, is creating a little bit of a dearth, if you will, of supply. This desire to have a really on-the-go, minimal kind of concept for shooting. And why not? It's fun to do. I mean, is that not essentially what most people are doing with their iPhone and whatnot? That is it. It's minimal. It's all compacted. It's an easy way to capture a moment and have fun with it. So I think the key word is minimal today. This is my new minimal secondary or street camera. It's an Fuji X-T30. I just purchased this pancake lens. It's a 27mm 2.8. This is the WR version or Mark II version of the lens. A clicky aperture ring and also weather sealing I wore. And I've already given it a couple shots and really excited to give it a full test run downtown today. So I'm going to be doing that shortly with my friend Greg, who's also getting some minimal gear put together, and we're just going to go shoot. We're not going to take lighting, we're not going to take tripods, we're not going to take microphones and bounce cards, lights, whatever it might be. Minimal is the word for today.
Street photography.
What's up, Greg? Oh gosh.
I'll provide in the description the film simulation I used. It's called Joe Film. It's a little bit of an adaptation to the Kodachrome 64 film simulation found on FujiXweekly.com.
Little video. How is it?
Good.
Which one did you get?
Kale mushroom.
Another thing to take note of is that you can actually hear the autofocus working a little bit if you're using the internal mic on the camera, which is what we're trying to do because we're trying to get minimal with it. I think something I was most surprised by was the sharpness of this 27mm lens. I really think I could put it up against a lot of my other more expensive lenses.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. I can't.
Well, I apologize in advance for a couple of noob mistakes I made with the video. You can tell that maybe white balance isn't locked in a couple of the shots, and here you can see a little bit of brightness changing as it's metering differently. You can lock those and it'll look much better, but that was just a mistake I made. I promise it won't happen again.
All right, so a couple of things about this camera and the kit that I've changed just slightly, and then a couple of things that I really kind of an overall idea of how good I like this or not. You might have to throw that stick. He wants it really bad. To sum up everything, an overall feel of this camera and its usability as a kit set up for street photography or low profile kind of shooting, I'm really excited about the options here. Now it looks a little bit bigger because I've added a couple things. One thing I added is this ND filter, and let me take it off without dropping it. That's always the fun part. But as you can see, it even took down the profile a little bit more. But I decided to add the ND filter because I wanted to experiment a little bit more with video, and I got really lucky with it being very, very cloudy out. So I didn't really have high contrast situations to shoot in. And I know when I do, the way I'm shooting video on this, and I want to be able to have some controllability there and some way of being able to control the light. So I realized that's video. That's super cool. But aside from that, putting together the XT30 Mark I, by the way, connected to the 27 millimeter, the 27 millimeter f2.8 Fuji lens system, the new Mark II, has the clicky aperture. I can feel each individual stage and f-stop.
Is that video?
The focal length is equal to, I believe, a 44 millimeter, which is right in between that nifty 50 kind of range and also the 35 millimeter range, which is a really, really standard focal length for film, obviously.
Greg has to go check his car. Okay, bye.
I'll be right back. A lot of people talked about, and I definitely noticed that this was an issue for me too, that hitting the quick menu button by accident, just from holding the camera, happened a lot. Right here, my thumb would want to roll into it, constantly bumping it, but you can go into the menu and change it so that that doesn't do anything. You can assign it. I assigned it to the top function button here that used to be for Wi-Fi. So anyway, with those few tweaks and a few others, I'm actually really excited to keep using this camera. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really enjoy making them. I hope that you enjoyed it and will continue to watch. I'll give you updates as they go. I'm gonna give a test run to the ND filter. I'll let you guys know how that works out. Check out all the links in the description for what is on this camera and what I've used. And don't forget to subscribe, of course, like, check mark everything. If you don't like it, 2 thumbs down and all of that. Thanks again. This is Joe Everson with Thumbprint Photography. We'll get you next time.